Hey, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today I thought I would test out some Tombow pens with you guys that I just got in the mail. I ordered these from Live Love Posh, as you can see. So if you didn't know, Live Love Posh, not only do they sell sticker books and planner items, but they also sell pens and some other accessories. So I saw these on their website and I don't have any of these. I do have the Tombow dual brush pens, but I ordered a few new colors. I have this color already. I thought I would just test them out with you and see how they do. Because I don't know about you, but I always love pen videos and I love when people test pens and I love trying new pens. And some of you may have these already, but obviously I don't. So let's get started. So I'm going to be testing these out on two different kinds of paper. Happy planner paper, because that's what I use for my planner. And then Archer and Olive bullet journal paper, because I use these quite frequently. First, actually, let's take these Tombow dual brush pens and just test the colors. So you've probably seen me use these hundreds of times here on my channel, and that's because I love these pens. So I'm trying to collect them all because I love them so much. This color is 772. This is the one that I use the most frequently, actually. It's a nice blush pink, and mine is starting to kind of wear out. The tip of the brush pen is kind of not, it's not frayed yet, but it's not the best because you're not really supposed to use these on this kind of paper, I don't think. I do anyway, though. And I just love the color, so I use this a lot. So this is what the color looks like. It's very pretty. This one is the color 296. I don't have this one yet, so I thought I would try it out. Ooh, that's really pretty. It's like a almost turquoise. I forget the color names because they're not written on here. Tombow does name the colors, but I don't have that in front of me. So anyway, I just want to show you that it is dual tipped. So you have this side as well, which is a nice regular thickness. Like, it's a good in-between kind of thickness for just regular writing in your planner. I always forget to use these for some reason because I'm always so focused on the brush tip, but I should use these more often. This next color is 725, and it's a nice hot pink. And then this is the color 443, which is a nice bright blue, almost like an aqua. So I'm glad to have these colors. They're nice and bright. And of course, I got to get my favorite color again. So I'm not going to focus on these just because I know a lot about these and I use these all the time. But let's focus on these other pens here. Oh, I forgot to get black paper out. I need to do that. So let's use these first, because these will be on white paper. So this is their set of drawing pens. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, you probably will know that I've been using 𝘮𝘗 pens for the longest time. And I'm assuming that this is like the same type of pen as this. It's a felt tip pen. It is not a gel pen. And these come in all different sizes. This is a size 10. So we're gonna compare the 𝘮𝘗 actually to the Tombow drawing pen and see how it compares. So let's start with this one. Let me see. Actually, let's get a different size because they don't have a size 10 in this one. I'm assuming the sizes are going to be the same. So let's get a thinner one. I just think it's best to compare the same sizes. So this is a 𝘮𝘗 size 05. We're just going to write 𝘮𝘗. I use these a lot for bigger writing in my planner, so I use the size 10 and 12 the most probably, but sometimes I will draw with the smaller ones like this, but obviously you can see that the size is good for writing in your planner, the 05. So let's open this set. You get 6 of them in here from size 01 to 08. And of course, if you're an illustrator, these are great for that, but I do, obviously dabble in doodling a little bit, but I don't really make illustrations necessarily. I'm not like that kind of an artist. I kind of wish I was because I'm very impressed by people who can draw so well, Okay, so we're going to go in order here. This is what they look like. Right away, it feels much lighter actually than the 𝘮𝘗, which worries me a little bit because I don't want it to be not as good. Is it like forks when you have a heavier fork is a better quality fork? In my opinion, is it like that? Like cutlery? Or does that have nothing to do with it? I'm not really sure, but we're gonna try this out. So I'm gonna write down all the sizes here. I'll link all these products for you so that you can check them out. Those links will be in the description box. Okay, so this sizing is different than the Pigma Microns. This is a size 0.5 and so is this. This is definitely thinner than this one. I'd say the size 5 in the Micron is sort of like the Tombow 3, I think. And this one feels more like the size 10 in the Pigma Micron. I like the way these write. They feel good. They're a little more pigmented, I think, than the Pigma Microns. And I don't get my terminology right. What I mean by that is just this is like a darker black than this overall, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But overall, I like the way these write. The lines are crisp. The color is dark. It's smooth to write with. It feels good in your hand. So I'm not surprised because Tombow's a really good pen brand. And, you know, like I said, I've been using these for years and some other Tombow products, and it's all high quality stuff. So I'm not surprised that these are also high quality. Let's try it in an art journal at bullet journal. Oh, I was going to do the test on the back to see if you can see through, and they don't go through. There's no ghosting on the Tombows or the Pigma Microns. So we're safe there to use in your planner. I mean, obviously don't like take a really long time to write one of the letters. Like if you do this, then you look on the back. Well, see, I can't even see that though. You can slight ghosting on that T, but these are obviously pens that you can use in your happy planner. So let's test them here in this bullet journal, and obviously they're not going to ghost or bleed through here if they didn't on the happy planner paper, but I just want to see how it feels. I mean, I think it's really nice. I'm a fan, and I love just having lots of these kinds of black pens. I have 2 sets of the Microns. I also have like a Micron dupe that I found on Temu. It's called a Microline pen, which are pretty good. They're not as good as the Tombows though. Overall, good purchase here. Let's look at these now. So this is the Tombow Fudenosuke, and I probably am butchering that pronunciation, so sorry Tombow, but these are white brush pens. I don't know about you, but I love a good white pen on black paper. It makes your writing pop. It's so fun to write white on black paper. I just really like it, and I love brush pens in general. I also have some of the black Fudenosuke brush pens, and they are really nice. I don't use them because I don't do a lot of brush lettering in my planner, not a lot of small brush lettering anyway, but I think these will probably be pretty similar. So let's test these out. Let me go get some black paper. So this says water-based ink initially appears transparent and color intensifies as it dries. So we'll test out how long it takes to like intensify. It says layer ink to increase opacity, great for drawing, sketching, and journaling, non-refillable. It says to apply 2 to 3 layers for maximum opacity, which, you know, isn't ideal, but I don't have any other white brush pens, so I don't think, do I? I don't think I do, so I'm excited to have these. So here's what the pen looks like. I'm really glad I have white nail polish today because it's gonna match this, you know? It feels right. Okay, let's test this out. Oh, I can't even see it, wow. Okay, now you can watch it appear. It's like magic. Look at that. It is a little hard to write with though if you can't see what you're doing. I can pretty much see it though because it's wet, but that part is, I'm not used to that, you know? I don't have any other pens that do that. So this does feel like a regular Fudenosuke pen. I think, I haven't used those in a while, but it writes really nice. This is one of those pens that I recommend for beginner brush letterers if you're trying to learn how to, you know, do the thicks and thins and stuff. These are pretty good for that. You know, I wouldn't recommend if you're starting to learn that you use white on black because it's more challenging. You're not seeing it as well. So I would start out with the black pen or a colored pen. Let's go over this again. So I'm going to leave this one alone so you can see what it looks like on the first layer. Let's do a second layer here. Okay, so it's showing up clear as I'm going on top of the white layer, which is strange. It's a little odd for me. I've never experienced that, so it's almost like I'm erasing it, but I'm not. I'm making it stronger. So let's let that dry for a second and see how it turns out. While we let that dry, let's use a white gel pen to write with underneath because I just want to show you the difference in the intensity of the white. This is a 𝘰𝘧𝘪𝘠𝘪𝘢 white gel pen, which is my favorite kind. So you're going to write that here. Just for fun, let's also test out a Sakura Jelly Roll white gel pen. I used to use these all the time, but when I discovered the Uniball ones, I liked them so much better. But let's try out this one and just compare them, like compare the three. I know these aren't brush pens, but I'm trying to compare the colors here. I find that the Jelly Roll pens are a little bit more inconsistent with the writing. They tend to skip a little bit more, at least in my experience. I didn't intend this video to be a white pen comparison, but I think it's good to, you know, mention this kind of stuff. Okay. Oh, I spelled Jelly Roll wrong. Whoopsie. Okay. A Jelly Roll, like gel pen. Yes, I should have known. Okay, so if we're comparing the Uniball and the Sakura, it's a personal preference, and obviously this one's a little bit thinner. I wonder if you can get a size 5 in this, because I'm pretty sure this is a size 7. But anyway, when you're comparing these two, you can see that this one is a little more vibrant, and it might just be because it's thicker, but I feel like it's more opaque than this one. But what we're really comparing it against is the Tombow Fudenosuke, which again, we shouldn't really be comparing apples to oranges here, but you can see that this is so white, which is what I'm used to, and this is not. Honestly, after I went over a second time, it's still not that much brighter of a white than this one. Let's go over it one more time and see what happens. It feels a little rough when you're going over the same word again. I don't love the feeling of it. Okay, after going over it a third time, I can confidently say that I'm not a fan of these pens. I'm just someone who needs a pen to be very vibrant on the page, especially with the black paper, because I love writing on black paper, as I said. And this just is not cutting it for me. I'm going to try another word and just see. One more try. All right, Bumble. If you're new here, that's my dog. That is not my name. That would be weird. Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't make me feel great. When you go over it a few times, it looks inconsistent and it makes it look sketchy and not like a crisp outline. So if you're someone who doesn't mind like a more transparent look for a pen, then maybe this would appeal to you, but it just doesn't work for me. And I know everyone's opinions of things are so different, but I'm kind of disappointed about this because I guess I was expecting a little too much from a white brush pen. If you have any suggestions for a white brush pen that's more opaque, let me know in the comments because I would be be happy to purchase that and try those out and see how I like those. But I will say I am a fan of these drawing pens. I think they're great. And of course, I am absolutely a fan of the dual brush pens. Always have been, always will be. They're my go-to pens for like colored writing and lines and drawing, anything in my planner. I use these quite a bit. And like I said, if you've watched my videos, you probably have seen these show up a whole bunch of times. And now you'll be seeing these show up as well. But I'll link everything for you. And, you know, I just wanted to mention that Live Love Posh does have other products besides the planner products, and you can check them out. You can always use code BUMBLE10 for 10% off over there. So don't forget to do that. And that is all I have for you today. I hope this was helpful or at least a little bit interesting, and I will see you in my next video. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.